If you have ever tried what CrewAI is, you might be wondering what are crews, agents, and tasks. If yes, then you're at the right place. In this video, I'll break down all step by step. Well, we will go from zero to running a CrewAI project, and we will even plug Neatlogs, which will help you trace and debug your workflow properly. So let's get into it. Framework. So let's understand this diagram. As you know that CrewAI is a framework, is a Python framework for building multi-agent workflows. So what it does is that we give input to our crew, and what it does is that it tells the agent, okay, I have received this input, you have to do this. So agent, okay, receives those inputs and perform the task and then return the response. So it's just a simple cycle. We give the input, we run the crew, and in between what happens is that agent takes the input and it performs the task and return the response. So as you can see that, what is CrewAI? CrewAI is a lean, lightning fast Python framework built entirely from scratch, completely independent of LangChain or other agent framework. Basically, it's a framework for building multi-agent workflows, and it's independent to themselves. They have created their own orchestration. So let's learn from this example. This will give you a brief. So think of CrewAI as a team where you have members and you have a task, and all the members work to achieve those tasks, but they are linked to each other and unique to themselves, as each member has their unique skill set. So what it does is that in crew we give input to the crew and we tell them, okay, I want this. Suppose I want you to do the research on this topic and generate me a summary. So for that, what it will do is that, okay, it will say agent researcher, hey, I want two things. I want you to research, then and give me the summary of what you have found. Then, okay, it will do the work and it will give to the second agent, hey, this is my summary, and now take it, and I want, and the second agent will do its own work. It will analyze all the summary and it will elaborate on each topic and generate me a search. Now let's spin up our VS Code. Okay, let me create our CrewAI project. Let's copy the command from the documentation. Installation, get started. Okay, yeah, as you can also see, the CrewAI uses the UV as its dependency. So by default they use UV for package management and handling. So you can install it by here, or you can also go to the UV's installation guide, but I can show you, but this is not the main point of our video. So you can do it by your own, and make sure you have, after installing the UV, you need to install CrewAI CLI, and for this the commands are there. UV tool, this is the command, UV tool install CrewAI. Okay, now after doing everything, now we have to create our project. Here it is, copy it here. Let's name it sample crew. So it is asking me to provide a setup, what LLM I want to use. Okay, let's use Azure. Oh, I need to define it. Yeah, let me skip it, I will enter it later. Now clear it. Now after that we need to install all the packages, and for a command is that CrewAI install. Let's run it. No, it won't work. We have to go to this sample crew project, cd. Now here we have to install it. Okay, it started installing. By the time it gets installed, let's explore these files what we have got here. So out of all these, thing the main folder we want is the source. The whole process where happens is in the source folder. So let's explore it. Config. Okay, so what it gives us, the config folder, tools, init.py, crew, main.py. Okay, now before creating any CrewAI project, you first need to think of what you want. So as in this case, we can see that they have already give us a sample project, and this is of researcher and report analyst. Let's take this example only. We won't be building anything else. We'll I will explain the terms and all this thing, how everything works, and we'll then at the end we will run our crew. So what happens here is we have to first think, okay, what we want. Think of it as a team, like you are a manager and you have a team, and in that they are the employees. So you wanted your employees, okay, this is our goal, and I want this from you, I want this from you. So each employee has a different task, but the goal for everyone is the same, to produce this output. So the same case is with the CrewAI. So how the structure is, in the config folder, you can see that we have agents.yaml and tasks.yaml. So in agents, we define our agents, like what type of agent, what will be its role, what is the goal, and backstory. Backstory is like you are what. We are giving a prompt to the agent that okay, you are this and you will do this. Like it's a story. Like it's like we are defining what an agent is, what are your capabilities and what you can do. Hope you got it. Okay. And there are many more attributes. You can check this on their documentation, like okay, as they say, role, goal, backstory, LLM, and you can see that all the others are optional, because mostly we will use only these three attributes, as currently we are also using these. So let's understand. While defining our agent, we first need to explain its role, like who you are. So the topic, from where does the topic is coming? You might be wondering what is topic, because the first thing is the topic written here, and you might get confused here. Basically topic is, as you can see that, as you remember, if we talked about the input, but we will give the crew the like our instructions. So this is the same thing, like as here we want to do a research, so we will provide the topic on which topic you will research. So the topic is our input, the user, the manager is giving the input, okay, do all this thing for this. So here the topic is coming from that. Just hold on, you will understand a bit later when we move on to our crew or main.py file. But first, it's necessary to understand what agents and tasks and how do we define them, because they are separate. So we have, so the role is okay, senior data researcher. Okay, the goal kya? The goal is uncover cutting edge developments in this topic. Okay, backstory, as we said, the instruction for the, like it's past, who the agent is. You are a seasoned researcher with a knack for uncovering the latest developments in this topic, known for your ability to find the most relevant information and present it in a clear and concise manner. Okay, so the second agent is reporting analyst, as the name suggests. Reporting analyst. Role: report analyst, reporting analyst. Goal: create detailed report based on this topic, data analysis and research findings. Okay, the backstory: you are a meticulous analyst with a keen eye for detail. You are known for your ability to turn complex data into clear and concise reports, making it easy for others to understand and act on the information you provide. Okay, by the way, if you want to customize these all, you can either do it by yourself, or why not take help of any LLM or any chat tool. But we are not doing that. We will be sticking to this topic and the examples. We will do little bit modifications where we need it according to our needs. So now let's go into task. So the agents are defined, but they don't know what to do. So we will next define the tasks for each one. So as we have, remember, we have one agent called researcher. He will do the research. So we have to define the task for that. Research task description: conduct a thorough research about this topic. Make sure you find any interesting and relevant information given the current year is. Okay, make sure, okay, you have to give, what it says is that, okay, you have to do a research on this topic and find any interesting or relevant information for the current year, and we will also send our current year. Okay, like whether we want to fetch for 2015 or 2024. Now let's next attribute is expected output. It's like, okay, we have given the task, but the output should be of what type? Because we haven't defined the output. Output is necessary. Okay, you should do all this, and then what should do? You should provide the response or output in this way, as, okay, a list with 10 bullet points of the most relevant information about this topic. Okay, should we let's modify it, because the bullet points will look very pale, and make sure to add emojis to make it more interesting. That's it. Now next we have to define, okay, this task is for this agent. The same case is with the is with this task description, expected output, and for which agent it is. Now after defining the agents and tasks, now we will quickly move on to crew.py. So this is where everything happens. Think of this file as a team, like a real team workplace where everything happens in a team. You have the agent, you have the people or employees, members, and you have the task, and you will do all, and you all complete all those tasks. So here it is the same. Here, okay, we are initialize the decorator, using the decorator here to crew base class, setting up the class. Here we have given a context of all the agents, and here the context of all the tasks. Let's clear this, make it more clear. Now after that we have to first define our agents, as you can, okay, so we have to define first our agents and then tasks. Let me clear this one also. Do we have Okay, remove this also. Let's keep it. So here we are giving the context of our agent here. So we have called a function researcher, and it will return the agent. Now the agent name is okay research, return this agent here, and verbose true. The verb here, you might be wondering what is verbose. So basically verbose is it will, when we run our agent in our terminal, it will show all the logs of the agent run. For now you should skip it, because when we will run I'll show you what the verbose is. Okay, so now let's come on to the next agent. Okay, again define this agent, take context of this reporting analyst. Okay, this is our this agent. Now suppose we have 3, 4 or more agents, then we will define them here step by step. Like all the agents will come, and then the task will be below. Now here, as we already have only 2 agents, now it's time to define our tasks. The task, okay, this is the task, return config and self.task, as we have already given, let's say, the list, and we are also importing it from here. Oh, what is happening? Yeah, so here one thing is different. Config, we have defined, okay, the task, this is our task. Take here you can see that the output file, as if we go back to our tasks.yml, what we are saying is that expected output a fully fleshed report with main topics, each with a file section of information formatted as markdown without this. So what we are saying is that we have given the command here to return a full section of information. So for that we have added the attribute of output file. So all the response it will generate, it will create and paste that response in this file. Once I will run our crew, you will show all these things. Now this is the main function. Okay, it will run the agents. Here we have to define the agents, self.agents, tasks, all here, all the tasks will come. Process sequential. So what is sequential? Sequential is simply like we want to perform all the steps one by one. We don't want anything async. We will perform one by one. We will perform all the tasks and agents one by one. So again the verbose is true. We want to see all the logs what is happening. Now after that, here we come to the main.py. In this it's a very, so here we have a function called run. Basically it will run our crew which we have created here, as we have already assigned everything here. So it will work automatically. We just need to run the command uv run. I will show you. Keep on wait. Now here, as in our diagram which I showed you initially, in this you can see that okay, to crew we need to give our input like what we want. So here we are doing the same thing. We are sending the input, okay, the topics. Okay, you got our point. Here the topic, when we are in our agents and tasks, we were thinking okay, from where the topic will come, it will come from here. It's not necessary that AI LLMs, it's up to you, you can define whatever topic you want, but for now we are taking this. And the current year, for the current year topic is LLM. Make a report for the LLMs for the current year. try sample crew exception. These are just a try catch if we ever got any error or like. Okay, definition, train the crew for a given number of iteration. Okay, replay. These are not just for our use case. Currently we will run only this run function. Let me show you. And yeah, make sure you have, after initializing all these, make sure you have run this command CrewAI install to install all the packages in your environment. Now I have added my .env file and pasted all my API keys and the required things and all the required things. I have created now. Now before running it, make sure you have your .env file, and in this you have all your credentials or your API keys. Now let's run this. Run crew. This is the command to run our crew, and it will automatically catch from this. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, it has started. Crew execution started. So this is what verbose is. Basically, in the backend, it will show what is happening, all the data. It will give us. If we make it false, then we won't be seeing this data. It will just only, I guess, return this or nothing. As you can see that it has also created now report.md. Now let's close this, open it. So yeah, you have completed your crew. You have created your crew, and our first crew. So yeah, our crew has generated this report. We can read this: advance in learning architectures, contextual awareness, multilingual capabilities, data efficiency. Like, it has created a very good report. This is just a very basic example. As you can see that it has, you just have to define your agents and task, and it automatically does everything for you. Now I'll show you a very good tool which we will integrate it here, and that is Neatlogs. So let's integrate Neatlogs here, and you will see what magic it will do. Let me first clear this out. Now I need to add Neatlogs. Let's install it. Okay, so it is installed. Now it's time to import neatlogs.init. Now here you can see that okay, it requires API key. Now let's grab it from their platform. We will go to app.neatlogs.com. So if you don't have your account, you can either create it from here, app.neatlogs.com, or you can visit neatlogs.com. Basically, I need to do some work, so that's why I just urgently switched off my system, and now I'm back. So as you can see that previously when we run our crew, it returns some plain text, responses, and all the verbose it generated when we run our crew. Basically, we can say that it returns all the data dump. But what's the use of that? Suppose, as you can see that in our current case, I had to switch off my system, and now when I'm getting back to it, if I open my terminal, where's everything? I had to start from zero. If I wanted to see what the verb was and what was happened behind the scenes, I need to again run the crew and see okay this what. But still those things aren't clear. I need to again dig into it. It's like I need to dig into it again properly to figure out, okay, what is happening. If I ever got a bug in it, it's like a nightmare to find out, okay, what thing caused a bug and what's break it down. So for that, we have created a perfect tool. It's Neatlogs. With Neatlogs, what you can do is that you just need to initialize in your project, and it will, when you run your crew, it will automatically capture all your data dump, and we will directly show your responses, your thoughts, tool inputs inside on our platform called Neatlogs. So let's wait. Let me show you how you can install, and then we will see what it's all about and how it's better, and let's figure it out. So first, let I think I am outside this project. Let's get into it. Sample CrewAI. Let's activate our environment. First, we need to add our Neatlogs SDK. Now, as the package is installed, let's import it and initialize it. Let me close my terminal. Import neatlogs, neatlogs.init. So here it requires our project API key in which we want to trace our data. So let's jump onto our Neatlogs platform. So you can actually go to our neatlogs.com, this platform, and this page. Here you can find our docs, our features, and the sign up link to sign up in our platform. So let's skip that. We already have a tutorial for that. Let's Now we should create a project. Let's name it sample project. From here we will get our project API key. Let's copy it, just paste it here, and the setup is done. You don't have to do anything else. Now it will automatically detect and run. Now let's run it. UV run crew. It will take a couple of, as you can see that it started tracing. Execution has started. So this is our agent final response. Advanced adaptabilities, enhance understanding. Does the crew is completed? Let's wait a couple more seconds. As this is a very small crew, so it won't take much of time. Yeah, I guess it's completed. Yes, let's see what we have got here. Okay, as our project shows one trace, open it. Here you can see that we have our trace ID, timestamp. Okay, this is the time, and the trace response. Detailed report on AI LLMs developments in 2025. We can also verify this from here. You can see that what is our first point: advanced adaptability, enhance understanding, improve security protocols, and it's same here. That's the benefit of Neatlogs. You don't have to dig your head here and search, okay, where is my final response, what I got. You just initialize our Neatlogs, run it, and you can see it whenever you want. And it's not just this we record. Now we will go to trace details page. Oh yeah, here you can see that we already have all the required information, and Currently we are saying very less information. This is because due to our crew was very small, but there are many cases when we already have a crew where we can either have 6, 7, or maybe 10 or more than that agents. So in that it becomes very difficult to debug and analyze what happens behind the scenes. There are many times when our agent got some errors or where it broke down. So with Neatlogs, everything become easy. Here we shows, okay, the tools. If is there in any tool used, we will show here. It will take us to the response. You can see that. Now this is the final response. This sums up our whole process. So this is it. So now you know why I was talking about Neatlogs and why we need to install in it. As you can see that it makes things very clear and clean, and it makes your workflow very smooth. And you can also, there are many functionalities, like you can talk to this trace. There are many AI functionalities. Okay, let's ask him. Okay. No, there are no errors reported in the trace data provided for both the AI LLM senior data researcher and the AI LLM's reporting analyst task. As you can see that how easy it is and how fast things has become with Neatlogs. So things are very clear. So now, as our video is ending, so now you know what CrewAI is and what all are jargons in it, and what are the problems we faced while running agents. But we have a solution for that, and that is Neatlogs. So I hope everything is clear, but if you have any doubt or you want anything, you can contact us, or you can visit our site neatlogs.com, and also docs.neatlogs.com if you found any trouble. Thank you.